Hello and welcome back to the Peak District National Park. So today I've ventured down to the White Peak and I've just parked the car at Millersdale Car Park, which is situated next to the Monsell Trail, which is a really popular trail in the Peak District. I've actually just dropped down from the Monsell Trail down to the River Wye, which I'm currently sat next to right now. So today's walk is roughly about 8 miles long. I'm just doing a nice, easy, short walk today. However, it is in one of the most beautiful parts of the Peak District, and I'm currently sat at the beginning of the Chee section of the River Wye. You'll have probably seen the stepping stones that run through a section of the River Wye in Chee. It's quite a famous part of the White Peak. You've probably seen lots of photos and videos of them. And once we've walked through Chee, which is the next section of the walk, we'll head up towards Worm Hill, which is a tiny little village in the Peak District. And from there, we're going to drop down into Monksdale, which is another beautiful dale in the White Peak. And that'll take us right back to Millersdale, back onto the Monsell Trail, and back to the car. So enough of me talking. I'm going to head into Chee now, and I'll show you how beautiful this part of the White Peak is. So we're coming to the end of Chee now, and as you'll have seen, it really is a beautiful part of the Peak District. I've really enjoyed that little stretch through Chee today. Really nice and relaxing, the birds are out singing. Yeah, I mean, very rarely will you walk down here and not have a good time. And another benefit of walking down here is it is really nice and sheltered from the elements. It is actually a relatively windy day today, but down here there isn't a breath of wind. And one thing I will say about this route, although it is nice and flat, there are a couple of little steep sections, as you'll have seen, which are absolutely fine if you take care. But if you're a little bit unsure and wanting to do this walk, I'd recommend not doing it on a day where it's been raining. as the limestone can get very slippy. But to be honest with you, if you take care, there's only a couple of sections where you need to be careful. And we're exactly 3 miles into the walk now, so we're nearly halfway. And in about half a kilometre, we're going to be greeted with our first and pretty much only climb of the day up towards Worm Hill. And then from there, like I said, we'll drop down to Monksdale. And I'm going to enjoy this last section of Cheedale now, and I'll catch up with you either at Worm Hill or when I've dropped down into Monksdale. So I've just made it down to Monksdale, and as you'll have seen, I headed out of Cheedale over the beautiful rolling hills towards Worm Hill, and then we've dropped down to Monksdale here. And I've forgotten how much I actually love the White Peak. Walking down the farmer's tracks with the rolling hills surrounding you, it really is just beautiful. And it's a real nice change from the Dark Peak, which is where I've probably filmed about 90% of the videos on my channel. And I definitely need to get down to the White Peak a lot more often. I think one of the main reasons why I do avoid it is because it can get quite busy in peak times. So today's Monday, so it's been really quiet today, which is nice. But it has just been the Easter holidays, so this whole area, especially Cheedale and the Monsell Trail, gets extremely busy at peak times, which is great because it's great that people are getting out into the Peak District. But if you are after a bit of a quieter walk, I'd recommend doing this in the week when it's not school holidays. So like Cheedale, Monksdale is a nature reserve as well. And as soon as I enter the dale, I can hear the birds singing, there's bluebells on the slope, and there's just loads of wildlife. It's the sort of place where I'd happily come, bring a flask and just spend an hour to chill, as it is just a stunning place. And the sun keeps on trying to show its face as well, which has been nice, because it was pretty cold when I first started this walk, but it has definitely warmed up a little bit. So the White Peak does have a load of dales, and one of the long hikes that I want to do this summer is called the 6 Dales Challenge, which is a 20-mile walk, I think. Another long hike that's on the list to do this summer, and that goes around a few of the other dales. I don't think it comes to Monksdale or Cheedale, but there's loads of different dales in the White Peak. So that's one that I will be doing this year at some point. So I'm going to carry on down Millersdale now and concentrate on where I'm putting my feet instead of looking at the camera, as it is pretty rocky down here. And I could imagine if it's rained that this footpath would almost be a river. So again, I'd recommend coming here when it's dry, because the limestone can get mega slippy. But today it's been dry for about a week in the Peak District, so no mud today, which has been nice. But anyway, I'm going to carry on down this beautiful dale It really is stunning. I've been quite blown away today, to be honest. It's somewhere I haven't been for ages. It's reminded me I need to get to the White Peak a lot more often. But anyway, I'm going to carry on down the dale now, all the way down to Millersdale, where there is a cafe that sells cake. So we might have to treat ourselves after today. So I've made it back to Millersdale and I've just had a cake and a coffee. I went with the Bakewell slice, thought we'd keep it local, considering Bakewell is just down the road. But anyway, today's walk, absolutely fantastic. I'm really glad I decided to come down to the White Peak today. Like I was saying earlier, I haven't been in the White Peak that much recently. I've done a lot in the Dark Peak, I've been up to the Lake District, and it's reminded me how beautiful it is. Both Cheedale and Monksdale were superb today. It's so relaxing walking down there. I could spend all day down there happily. And then the section in between the two dales when we went over the hills, it was equally as beautiful. So all in all, it was a fantastic walk. It ended up coming in just over 9 miles, which was a bit more than I thought it was going to be, but I can't complain. It was a superb walk and one that I highly recommend if you're in the White Peak. And something I forgot to mention earlier, Millersdale car park is pay and display. I think it cost me £4.75 for the full day because I didn't know how long I was going to be, so it's not horrendous, as you can be paying a lot more than that in the Peak District. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Slightly different. If you've only recently started following my channel, you know that a lot of my hikes have been in the Dark Peak. So I hope you enjoyed this slightly different video. Let me know in the comments what you think and if you've done this area and if there's any other dales or routes around here that you recommend, because like I said, I want to come here a lot more often. And as always, thank you so much for all the support that you've been showing to the channel recently. So yeah, thank you so much for all that support. Thank you for all of the subscribes, comments, anyone who shares the video anywhere. So yeah, with all that being said, I think we'll call it a day here. Thank you so much for watching. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you managed to get out and enjoy this route yourself. It is an absolute stunner of a route. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.